Hey everybody, it's been quite a while and I want to apologize for that. However, I have so much to update you on. So my last video was right before Christmas. I wound up being fairly sick right before Christmas and through Christmas. And then New Year's, I was getting better, but not great. And then the first week of January, I wound up in the hospital with some serious pains that weren't exactly labor pains, but they were painful in my lower abdomen area. So I went in to get checked out and see what could be going on. After many tests and pokes and prodding and medicine, they figured out that I had appendicitis. So it came down to, well, I was 37 weeks by that point. What's the plan of action that would be safest and best for me and for the baby? So we wound up deciding with the doctors to have a C-section. I was scared, being it's my first kid. I'm having an emergency C-section technically because of the appendix. They did not want me to go into labor and risk the appendix bursting. So I had a couple hours to mull things over and make sure that there were a couple of things that I wanted from the birth and whatnot to make sure that the doctors were aware of what I wanted. The biggest thing was cord clamping. I wanted delayed, which they did to a point. They did delay it to a point, but they couldn't delay it to what I had asked for because they also had to worry about getting the appendix out. And then my other thing was I wanted my husband there. And since they were doing more than just taking the baby out for a C-section, they had to clear it with the general surgery team who would be in there for my appendix removal. Which I did get to have my husband there. They were able to just do a spinal, be there. He watched the whole thing. He watched them take my organs out of the way and take the baby out. He got to see all of it, which was really cool in my opinion. I didn't get to see all of it because I was already fairly out of it because of pain medicine and whatnot. But he got to see it, which I thought was a great experience since I wasn't having the natural birth that I had hoped for. He went with baby right away. Baby came out screaming his brains out. Did not have a NICU stay, even though it was early. And then they took out my appendix and sewed me back up. They brought me up to general surgery recovery instead of to mommy baby recovery area, which was something, if I have to go for a C-section again, I will advocate to be brought straight to the mommy baby recovery. I didn't get to see my son for, I think it was about 3 hours, which was frustrating for me. I didn't get the initial skin to skin. I didn't get to breastfeed him right away like I wanted. They actually tried to force my husband into giving him formula, but my husband, being that he's such an amazing person anyway, knew that my wishes were to breastfeed, not formula feed, and he pushed back at them and was like, no, when my wife gets up here, she will breastfeed them, and that's it. I'm not going to force him to feed from a bottle. The baby wouldn't even take the bottle, so that was a plus, I guess. And so I had him on January 8th at 5:11 p.m. He came out at 5 pounds 9 ounces. Fairly small baby. Still he's almost 2 months old and he's still fairly tiny. Gaining well, but still fairly tiny. We had another 2 days in the hospital. They wanted to monitor me because of the appendix, and they had to monitor a baby because I had gestational diabetes, just to make sure that he didn't come out with diabetes, which he didn't. Everything came back great. The first couple of weeks were difficult. I had troubles with getting him to latch and pain during breastfeeding, which, thanks to some Facebook mom groups, I knew wasn't normal. I knew it was something to ask about and advocate for. So I did. And at around 5 weeks, we had him brought to a pediatric dentist who let us know that he had a lip tie, which basically means the skin in here was too far connected, so he wasn't able to open his mouth properly, and we had it revised right then and there. He's now tomorrow will be 8 weeks, and it has been a huge improvement. He still struggles because he's learning how to use his mouth, but it's been a huge improvement for me. I don't have anywhere near as much pain. Every once in a while, I'll get a little soreness on my nipples, but it's nothing compared to what it was. So we've been able to exclusively breastfeed. I get very little sleep, it feels like, because I'm nursing every 2 to 3 hours. But it's easier for me mentally because I know I'm providing for my baby. I'm not just up every 2 to 3 hours for no reason. I'm taking care of my baby. I'm feeding him from me, which is a really awesome feeling. I feel like I've got a fairly good bond with him because of that. He's now, I'm estimating, he's now up to about 8.5, maybe 9 pounds. So he's gaining, and he's gaining very well. Doctors are very happy with him. We had to go out to the store when we first brought him home because none of the clothing I had fit him. We needed to get preemie clothes and preemie diapers even. And he was in preemie diapers for a good 5-6 weeks before he would fit in newborn diapers. And so then we finally, around 6 weeks, were able to start using our cloth diapers, which has been a big deal for me. Less expenses. I already had them all. Hand-me-downs and stuff that family members have given me to use, which have been amazing. Cloth diapering, I love it. I love the fact that I'm not creating more waste in the world. I like how they work with him. When we were using the disposables, when we were doing the preemie and newborns, he would get rashes, or not exactly rashes, but like very red on his bum. And since we switched to exclusively just cloth diapers, no redness, he doesn't seem to get upset as much when we change his diaper. He's just like, okay, you changed my diaper now. When we were using disposables, he would scream and yell about it. The other thing with cloth diapers, if you want to try them, go for it, but do your research first. It's not just simple as it's not as simple as just taking him off the butt and putting him in the washing machine. there's some steps that you have to do to get them prepped or ready, and you have to know, my opinion, you should know about the different types of inserts, as well as there's different types of cloth diapers as well. But we're at almost 8 weeks now, 8 weeks tomorrow, and I'm at the point now where I'm so happy to be a mom. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I get to spend all day with my little one, and I'm finally getting into a better routine, like, of cleaning the house, taking care of the baby, taking care of myself, helping my husband out with whatever he needs, because he's the one providing monetarily wise for us right now. And we're starting to get into a better routine, which is a nice, like, weight off your chest. We have gotten into a very good routine with keeping up with our house, keeping up with the baby, keeping up with bills, life. We still have a ways to go as far as adjusting to being new parents, first-time parents, but those first couple of weeks, I'm not gonna lie, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It gets rough. My husband and I fought over the silliest little things the first couple of weeks, and then we'd look at each other and be like, why are we arguing about this? It's not that big of a deal to be arguing about. We've kind of starting to figure out things. I don't think we've figured it all out yet, because there's still stages of being a parent that we haven't gone through. But we're getting there. Baby will be 2 months old this coming Sunday. And this weekend I'm not totally looking forward to, because if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I am still serving in the Air Guard, and this weekend is my first drill weekend back after having the baby, and I am so anxious about all of it. I don't want to be away from him. I want to make sure that I've pumped enough milk for my husband to feed him. He'll be 2 months old and I won't be there with him all day. I know I need to. I know I've agreed to a contract. I know, and I love being in the military. I'm just not totally ready to be away from my little guy for the whole weekend. I leave Friday night. I come back Sunday evening. I'm not looking forward to that at all. But I know I need to do what I need to do to be there for my family, provide for my family, and complete my obligations to the military. It's going to be a rather nerve-wracking weekend. I'm sure of that. I'll probably call my husband every chance I get to check on him, or video chat with my husband every chance I get to see him, because I'm used to being around him 24/7. It was actually last Friday, for the first time I was away from my little guy for like 4 or 5 hours. My husband wanted me to have some me time to just focus on me and do self-care and whatever it is that I wanted to do. So he went out, did our grocery shopping, and took the baby with him. Stopped by his mom's house for a little bit. Stopped by my mom's house for a little bit with the baby, so that each grandma could see him. And I felt lost at first, and like when he first left, I sat on the couch for quite a bit, and I'm like, okay, what do I do now? Like, I'm so used to him just being there and depending on me to watch him and take care of him and feed him and make sure his diaper is clean, all of that stuff, that I was just like, okay, now what? I did eventually get up and I did some cleaning. Whoop-de-doo. But then I did some self-care. I took a nice hot bath and took care of myself. I relaxed. Wound up missing a nursing with my babe, so I pumped. I caught up on a couple of Netflix shows, and then when my husband finally got home, I was like, oh yes, give me the baby, give me the baby. And I held him for a good 2 hours straight and wouldn't let go of him because I missed him. So I know just that 4-hour stretch, it was rough. That drill weekend is going to be even more difficult because I don't get to come home at the end of the workday and see him, because my base is too far away for me to drive back and forth and be able to get sleep. Although I'm still considering just driving back and forth both days. What's a couple of days with minimal sleep? I mean, I don't get much sleep now as it is, but I don't know. I haven't decided 100% yet. We'll see how the rest of this week goes, how I feel on Friday. When it's time for me to be heading out, if I'll head out Friday night or Saturday morning. Going forward, I plan to start being able to start back with uploading regularly. I just haven't been able to fit the time in for me personally to upload like I wanted. I've been focused on the baby and keeping the house clean and myself. Self-care is a really big thing for new moms, in my opinion. I'm considering going back to school to be a doula. I've been considering it for a couple of weeks now because I have a friend who's a doula and offered to be there for me as my doula, kind of. Sorry about that, guys. Dogs are crazy. So I've seen how much it made a difference to have her support there, and her knowledge really made a world of difference. And I'm always about wanting to help other people, so I've been seriously considering going back to school to be a doula and help other first-time moms, second-time moms in general through this period of not knowing or struggling because you're got lack of sleep, not feeling like you're enough. And so I hope to at least upload once a week. If I do start to go through schooling for that. If not, my goal is twice a week to update you guys and talk about different topics with being a veteran, being still in, being a first-time mom, being a boy mom, answering questions to anybody out there who's got them about being a first-time mom, about being a veteran mom, being a boy mom, being a cloth diaper mom, all of it. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm not like all those other moms on Facebook. Now, I love them. I've watched quite a few of them that helped me get through some stuff and be a little bit more prepared, but I'm not all put together. As you can see here, I'm in a hoodie, a t-shirt, my hair is a mess. I'm not wearing any makeup. So I'm wanting to bring that side of being a mom and being natural and being yourself to everybody out there, because I feel like the pressure on moms to be always put together and looking perfect is way too much, and I think it can hinder new moms, especially, who look at these idols and feel like they're expected to be all put together and not look like a crazy hot mess all the time. So I look forward to bringing that realness, in my opinion, to you guys. I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ask me some questions down below if you've got a topic you're curious about, and want to know more about. And have a great evening.